Chapter 2, we're going to be looking at setting up your worksheet. After completing this chapter, you should be able to do a couple of things here. First of all, we'd like to have workbooks that are a little bit easier to work with. That's the whole point of using a program like this. It should make your work easier. The data should be easier to read. And then also like to be able to add a graphic to your document. For some of you, this may be pretty easy. Others of you may have to do a little bit of work to figure some of these things out. We're going to be renaming and reordering worksheets. The worksheet labels are those little labels you see in the bottom, and then looking at how do you change those names and change the order. Also resizing rows and columns, reformatting cells, being able to insert a cell, a row, and columns. Again, these might be pretty simple, but it's really important things to know. How to hide and unhide rows and columns, and then how to insert a graphic. You're going to do an assignment that will be labeled exercises 1 through 3. On Moodle, you'll see it as assignment 2-2 after you've done the vocabulary. And then after doing those assignments, there'll be a short quiz. Actually, it's just a short little project in seeing if you can use some of these things that you've learned in this section. Some of the vocabulary you'll need to know. Inserting, just the fact of adding rows, columns, cells. It's always referred to as inserting, and you'll see that on the top of your screen. Merge and center. Centering data, that's a pretty obvious thing, but merging data, you can actually put a couple of cells together. It's called merging, and you'll see how to do that. Delete is a little more of an obvious thing, and hide and unhide, you'll see how to do that. Just again, that's an obvious term there. Alignment, how different types of alignment. You can be aligned to the left side, aligned to the right side, and then of course centering is another type of alignment, or justified on both sides. So you'll see some of those options. A freeze frame or split bar, when you will freeze a certain number of columns or rows so that as you move the spreadsheet up and down or to the left or the right, those rows will stay in one place. It's very helpful if you, say, on the left side have a list of names. If you're doing something like a grade book, you have a list of names on the right, and then as you move on the left side, you move your data over, your names stay there, otherwise they go off the page. So that's a helpful thing to know. And then as you insert a picture, the aspect ratio. You want your picture to look the same when you put it in there, not have it stretched so that whatever you have on there looks real narrow, or stretched out so everything looks really disproportionate. So aspect ratio is just keeping everything in the same proportion.